Since the beginning of this crisis, I felt as a contradictory position for the entire European Union to continue buying oil and gas from Russia, paying 1 billion euros per day to Putin, because it is clear that with all this money, Putin will continue his war, and we need to cut this contradiction. This is why, as Democratic Party, we took a very clear position, and we supported in Brussels the decision of the European Parliament on that point. A large part of the population is afraid for the consequences of a ban, of a full ban of oil and gas, because Italy is depending very much on Russian exports. But the political spectrum in Italy is divided on that topic. There's a big debate. We are lucky because government took, until now, very strong positions against Russia, and we support Draghi's large coalition government on that position. There's around 1/3 of the country and one third of the public opinion who is not supporting the very hard anti-Russia position that we took and that the government took. And I don't want to say that 1/3 of the Italians are backing Putin. The point is, there are some positions of those thinking that Italy is not able to tolerate a new recession. Mm-hmm. And the fact that an embargo or the consequences of an embargo can bring a new recession in the country. So my point is that I think we need to take an European decision on that. It is not time for national decisions. And we need to have compensations at European level. My reading of the result is bringing me to say that voters are voting not on war, not on Putin, not on Ukraine, but at the end of the day, they are voting on the main topic, that is pouvoir d'achat. It is unbelievable that Le Pen didn't pay any price for her neighboring Putin in the last years, in the last decades. That is for me a surprise, I have to say very frankly, because I know that people are voting with their wallet in mind. Mm-hmm. But here maybe it's too much. I think it's unbelievable that someone who had loans from Russian banks and Hungarian banks, someone who presented Putin until last year as the model of a political model, today is having the vote of 1 French out of 4. And it is worrying me because, as you know very well, there are in Italy also some political supporters of Putin, mm-hmm. Former supporters of Putin, but very strong supporters of Putin, like Salvini. I think at the end of the day, it is a fight between short views and long-term views. Stopping Russian invasion, supporting Ukrainian people is having a long-term view, is the way to build up a new European scenario where we as Europeans, we are able to fight for freedom and democracy, and we are able to stop those who want to use categories of the 20th century, violent categories of 20th century to change borders or to manage international relations and so on and so forth. And it is a crucial point because if we don't stop Russian invasion, we will have consequences, very bad consequences in the future. When I say short-term view, it is just the fact to say, okay, I don't care about the future. I care only about the present. And the present means if we ban oil and gas, we risk to have an immediate cost. I think we have to take the flag of a pro-European integration, of the fact that we have to build Europe as superpower of values. We have to complete 7 unions: defense, foreign policy, energy, social, health. 7 unions that I'm sure that can be the completion of the European dream. Why I say that? Because with this threat at our gates, at our doors, I think we have to complete the European construction to be able to protect ourselves. And we can protect ourselves only with a strong and complete European Union. And this is why I think this topic is essential. And of course, we have to develop also the aspects of this topic that are related to the social protection of the people, by saying that only with a strong European Union we can protect socially workers, citizens. We can build up Europe of health. I know that on these topics, Italian society and Greek society are on the same mood, because we experienced in the last decade too many crises. 10 years ago, we had the feeling that European Union was there not to protect ourselves, but to protect the banks. And I think now we are lucky because the European Union changed completely mood, thanks to Next Generation EU. And we have today a European Union who is seen as protector. We have to reorganize the framework, the institutional framework of this process. And when I say to reorganize it, my guess is that we have to avoid to repeat the same mistakes that we made 30 years ago. Immediately after the Berlin Wall fall, we decided to speed up the accession of East Germany and to slow down the rest. And I think it was a mistake at the end of the day. It was a mistake because that created frustrations and problems that we are still paying in the relationship between West and East within the European Union. So my guess is that we have, I know that is not easy what I'm saying, but I'm strongly convinced that is the only way. We have to build up a European confederation, keeping together the 27 plus the candidate countries. This European confederation can have some topics where the 27 and the 6-7 candidate countries, political topics more than economic topics. And aside, they have to continue the track for the accession. And the track for the accession, of course, needs to be a very clear and demanding one. I think we can't have an accession of countries not enough prepared to be part of the European Union. But I think if we organize it, having this European Confederation, and having, for instance, each European Council meeting, the first day a meeting of the European Union, the second day meeting of the European Confederation.
With the leaders of the candidate countries. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I think that can be an idea, and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to present this idea through your newspaper.